From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, December 7th, 2015. Silver is trading at $14.53 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,080 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $396. Antiwar.com reports tensions between Iraq and Turkey are once again on the rise after the Friday deployment of Turkish ground troops into northern Iraq, a move Turkey said was meant to train Kurdish Peshmerga forces, but which came without any permission from the Iraqi central government. Iraqi Prime Minister Haider Abadi on Sunday gave Turkey 48 hours to withdraw all troops from his country, warning the nation would use all available options, including asking the UN Security Council to intervene if Turkey insisted on staying. Turkish Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu said the Turkish government would halt any further transfer of troops into Iraq for now, and other Turkish officials suggested that they were hoping to come to an agreement on the matter. The Turkish Prime Minister did not, however, make any comment on what was going to happen with the troops Turkey has already sent into Iraq, meaning the 48-hour ultimatum is still ticking down. The Kurdistan Regional Government, whose troops the Turkish forces are there to train, have by and large stayed out of the matter. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the U.S. Justice Department will open an investigation into the Chicago Police Department after protest over how it handled the case of a teenager shot by a police officer. A person familiar with the matter said on Sunday the Patterns and Practices investigation will determine whether the department systematically violates constitutional rights. The source, who asked to speak on the condition of anonymity, would not elaborate on the scope of the investigation. The civil probe follows murder charges filed against the police officer in the October 2014 killing. The shooting was caught on videotape, which was not released until the charges were filed last month. Officer Jason Van Dyke was charged with first-degree murder in the death of 17-year-old Laquan McDonald, who was shot 16 times. Shortly after that, the city released patrol car video of the shooting. Van Dyke fired all 16 shots. A Patterns and Practices investigation does not criminally charge individuals, but often results in a consent decree between a police department and the Justice Department to agree to new practices and accountability measures. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co. Antiwar.com reports during his brief but heavily anticipated primetime address, President Barack Obama insisted simultaneously that the San Bernardino attack last week was not connected to any terrorist group, but that it represents a new phase of terrorism in which groups are turning to less complicated acts. He spent much of the address, despite having insisted there was no connection to the Islamic State, in defending the ongoing strategy and the war against the Islamic State, and insisted he does not want a major ground war in Iraq or Syria that would last a decade or more. Adding to the conflicting messages of his address, Obama then urged Congress to grant him authorization for the war against the Islamic State, saying it was time for them to demonstrate America's unity and that they are committed to this fight. President Obama also confirmed U.S. Special Forces were being sent into both Iraq and Syria in growing numbers, trying to contrast that to the larger occupations of previous wars, though as he continues to slowly escalate his numbers, that distinction may be less and less significant. He also promised to seek more unity among countries fighting in Syria, saying the U.S. would call on their allies and also on Russia to step up the battle, while suggesting that some sort of diplomatic settlement of the Syrian civil war could be on the horizon. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.